really want to play it. I'm not gonna lie. I really want to play this deck. Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm good.
That's good. Awesome.
All right.
Okay, so what's the best way for you to teach me Fluffals? Are we doing dueling book, or are you gonna send me a list, or how does that work?
I don't know. I just had. Am I teaching everybody how to play Fluffle, or am I teaching you specifically how to play Fluffle?
Both.
Okay.
So I'm thinking what you do is you send me a dueling book deck list, and then I'll open it up and we'll go through the cards together, and you'll talk to me about the deck, and then maybe we'll do some test hands, and if there's time, we can play a game.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, I'll pull up my list and send it, and that probably works way better because than using my camera because my internet sucks.
All right.
So, I do have once you've got the list pulled up, I have a little quick intro.
Okay, let me click the link. All right, let me share my screen with you, so you know.
Cool.
What's up?
Yeah, so I know where you're looking at. All right.
Okay, there we go.
Take a look here. Let me pop in here and pull that up. Watch stream. All right. Okay, I'll get started here. Duelists of the 5th grade Duelist Twitch channel. SkyHawk. And on November 6th, 2014, the new Challenger set was released, which contained the first wave of Fluffle support. And you might be thinking, oh god, it's the Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff archetype is here. What a cringe gamer moment. And at first glance, you might be right, as Scott Cawthon's terrifying mobile game came out on August 8th of 2014. However, Scott Cawthon can suck it, because the original Japanese release of the new Challengers was actually July 19th of 2014. So Scott Cawthon ripped off Fluffles. Let's learn some gosh dang Fluffles. So, quickly off of the top of this, this deck is super non-linear, so you might be used to it a bit because of Drytron, just because you have to like look at your hand and be like, oh, well, I guess we'll see how this goes. But the idea behind this deck is that you blind first. It's still capable of going second, but your goal is to set up a Cross Sheep Appaloosa Toad with an Edge Imp effect scythe set.
Okay.
Path is a bit unclear about how to get there, but let's, I guess we can run through what each of the individual cards does and how they kind of all work together. So you start up at the top. This dog is super simple. It's Stratos.
Okay.
It's if you got stuff. So when it's normal, importantly, it only works if it's summoned from the hand. So like if you summon it from the Great Cross Sheep or something, it won't trigger.
Okay.
But when it's normal or special, oops, there's my mic. When it's in the hand, you can add an Edge Imp Sabers or a Fluffle monster from your deck except for dog. So this is like, you just get everything you need. If you have something in hand that you need to pitch with a toy vendor, you go get Bear, and then Bear can set your vendor. Or if you need like a specific fusion material, like if you need Edge Imp Sabers to make a Tiger, you can grab that. If you need a Pingu to draw some cards, you can go get Pingu. Free link to, you can grab Sheep, and then dog adds Sheep to summon itself. So dog is pretty much just like your access to whatever you need. And also it's the best card to just like summon off a vendor. Like if you happen to draw a dog off a vendor, you already know you're going ham. So anytime you see a doggo, you know you're in very good hands. All right, so moving on over is Fluffle Bear, the Bear Bungus himself. Look at this wonderful dude. The wings, he's so cute. Okay, so Bear. Bear's effect is you can just send it from hand to graveyard and set a toy vendor from deck to spell and trap card zone. This is really good because there's not really very many cards that interact with this. You can't ash it because it just sets from deck, and like you would have to like gamma this, and since it sends from hand to grave, you can't like imperm it or whatever.
Okay.
So this is just like because dog is like 3 copies of toy vendor. This is like your other 3. It's like 3 vendor.
Okay.
So it's good to play as a consistency piece, but its second effect does come up sometimes. It's 1 effect per turn once that turn, but if you have a polymerization engrave and this card's on field, you contribute it to add that poly back to hand.
Okay.
So usually like turn 3, if you have an extra bear and you need to make some big bunguses, you can just like normal the bear and grab a poly and keep going. So next up is probably the most important card in the deck.
Yes.
It's Pingu. like the earmuffs are so good. The earmuffs. Yeah, but for being as cute as it is, Penguin is absolutely terrifying. If you thought Oviraptor was good, this card is nuts. So importantly, the first effect isn't once per turn at all, or it's a soft once per turn.
Okay.
So if you get a second copy of Penguin on, you can use it again. But basically, you can special any Fluffal from hand except for itself.
Okay.
So this is really good because it lets you summon like stuff like Dog from hand to get more searches and then make a rank 4, or you summon Dolphin and then that gets you to Bahamut, Shark, and Toad. But its second effect is hard once per turn, and if it uses fusion material for a Fright Fur monster, you can draw 2, discard 1. So it's like, for anybody listening who's like a hero stan, the first effect is Solid Soldier, and the second effect is Liquid Soldier. So it's kind of busted. This like, if this can dig you into anything. The fact that it discards cards means if you draw something like a Toy Vendor, you can send it to grave and search a Fluffal after you've already like cycled through everything. So you get a lot of free your Penguin. So definitely play through this. It's super important, and you want to see this as much as you can.
Okay.
All right, then next up we got Dolphin. This card is, if you thought Sky Strike or Mobilize Engage was good, this card is Engage on crack. And also it's got a ring. They all have like the little things. I love that it's got like the pool ring to swim around, despite the fact that it's a dolphin. Anyway, so just an anachronism there, I guess. So this card is really crazy, but you only play one of it because you usually can search it through most of your deck. You can play 2 if you want, but like going second, you don't really want to see multiples. But so you could play around with 2, but I really like 1.
Okay.
So you can. Its effect is on the field. You can target a Toy Vendor in your graveyard and set it back to your field. And if you do, you can send a Fluffal monster or an Edgem Sabers from deck to grave. So this is really busted because not only does this card get you your Toy Vendor back, so that gets you a card back, but it can send Wings to grave, and that draws you like 2 more cards and gets you another search.
Oh.
It's like Engage, but you get to pick 2 of the cards instead of just 1 of them, and you get like 3 cards instead of 2. So it's a really crazy just resource card. This is one of the choke points, but if Fluffal Dolphin resolves, you probably just win. And it can also send Sabers in an emergency for link material if you already have Wings in hand or something.
Okay.
Effect does come up. If it uses fusion material for a Fright Fur and it goes to the grave, you can shuffle back into the deck any polymerization or fusion spell that is banished during your grave. So if for some reason you used Fright Fur fusion and you want it back, you can recover it with Dolphin. But most of the time, you'll just use Dolphin to chain block, because say you make a fusion with like Penguin and Dolphin and Edgem chain, for example, you can order your chain links in such a way that Dolphin is the last chain, and if you don't care about Poly getting shuffled into deck, then they can only respond to the Dolphin. So you get to so you can use it in that way to like to manipulate what your opponent can respond to, and it means like you're guaranteed to draw 2, discard 1 off of Penguin, and you'll get your search off of chain, and your fusion effect will go off. So it's kind of sick actually.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, so it's good, and it's a level 4 water. So if you get it with Penguin, you can make Toad, and often you can put up Toad before your opponent would be able to Nibiru you.
Wait, I thought
because
Toad is level 2.
Yeah, so if you can use Bahamut Shark in the extra deck, that's a little bit over.
Oh, all right. I see you do that.
Yeah. And then can summon 4 or summon 5. So then Nibiru does nothing. All right, so Wings is the enabler of Engage on crack.
Okay.
You may have seen this in some random Drytron lists because some people have started playing the vendor engine.
Okay.
But it came up earlier actually. But if it's in your grave and you control Toy Vendor, you can banish this card from your graveyard and then target a Fluffal in your grave to banish it, and then you draw a card. You send that Toy Vendor to the graveyard and you draw another one.
Oh my God.
So not only does this card draw you 2, but when you send the Toy Vendor to the graveyard, you get a search from Toy Vendor for any Fluffal.
Yeah. Oh my
so
God,
it's
that card is insane.
It's Engage on crack. Yeah, it's actually busted. Yeah, and no, all of these cards are insane, and it's just like almost nobody is playing this. But Wings is good because if you draw it, you can just get to Bear and then discard it off of a Toy Vendor and see if you hit off the vendor, and if not, then you have Bear Wings in grave. And you can also search it with Dog if you need to discard it with a vendor that you drew.
Okay.
It's also and we also have ways to put it back in the graveyard, so you don't have to be afraid about banishing it.
Okay.
So this is good. So we can zip over to the other one. You could try playing 2, but I like 1. This card is busted, and like it looks so unassuming because it's just it's just chilling, but it's really broken. So if you could, as a summoning condition, not an activated effect, you can special Fluffal Sheep from your hand if you control any Fluffal.
Okay.
That's not once per turn. So if you get it back from the graveyard, you can just keep summoning it if you control Fluffal. Yeah, but its second effect is really crazy because you can return one other Fluffal monster you control to the hand for cost, and then special summon an Edgimp monster from your hand or graveyard. So if you used an Edgimp monster as fusion material as part of your combo, you can Edgimp Fluffal Sheep, bring a penguin back to your hand, and then summon back a card from grave. So you're keeping that card that was on the field still in your hand, and you're just bringing something back from the graveyard. So it's like it pluses itself.
Yeah.
It's really, really sick, and especially like on a later turn, if you like summon back a chain that got to grave, and then you link it off and you search Patchwork, it's really busted. And then you have ways to get the penguin out of hand too. So you just like blah, blah, blah. You only play one because you only really need one, but it's like probably the most deceptively stupid thing in this.
Oh, okay, got it.
Next up is my favorite little dude, this Fluffal Octopus. People didn't play this before, but it's really crazy. So when it's normal or special summoned, you could target a Fluffal or an Edgimp monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So this is really dumb, specifically because you can add back Edgimp Scythe, and it makes it more consistent to see it as part of your combo.
Okay.
But like you can also add back a penguin that got discarded and use it as fusion material. You can add the interaction with sheep is you can use octopus to add back sheep, and then because octopus is on the field, you can summon back the sheep to use as more link material.
Okay.
And you're often summoning this on your opponent's turn using Cross Sheep, so that you can add cards from graveyard on your opponent's turn to just keep the advantage loop going.
Okay, got it.
Its second effect is also how you put wings back in the grave for next turn, because if it's used as fusion material, you can target up 2 of the banished monsters and pop them in the grave. So what wings for Vendor? If you use the octopus as fusion material, you can put it back in the graveyard to draw more cards.
Put the what in the back in the graveyard?
Oh, the Fluffal wings.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, because you have to banish it and then a Fluffal to use it, so you can just put those right back. It's pretty. The other funny interaction is sometimes you could put a banished driver back, and then you can use Gamma later, which is really funny. Because it can target any monster, or like if they banish your Artifact Scythe, you can use this as fusion material and then put the Artifact Scythe back in the graveyard, so you can summon it by destroying your own Dagda.
Okay.
So that's in case that gets cosmic. All right, over one more. Edgimp Chain. This card is really good. Its first effect literally doesn't matter. It never comes up. The second effect is if it's sent from hand or field to graveyard, you can add a Frightfur card from deck to hand.
Okay.
So that's really good because it gets you probably one of the strongest cards in Patchwork, because Patchwork will search you a Polymerization and an Edgimp when you activate it.
Okay.
But it can also search Frightfur Fusion. You want to just Miracle Fusion and bomb your opponent out. So it's level 4, so you can use it to make your rank 4s. 2 Edgimp Scythe. This is a quick play fusion spell on your opponent's turn.
Okay.
So you reveal it in hand, and then you fusion summon a Frightfur using cards you have in your hand and field as material. And then its second effect is Salamangreat Balinx. So if a Frightfur fusion monster be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can just banish it instead of that. So the idea with this in your hand, so that you can fusion summon into Cruel Whale to destroy your set Artifact Scythe.
Okay.
So that's kind of the main way you do that. And then one Sabers. You might have seen this in random stuff, but it's Plague Spreader Zombie, but it's not a tuner.
Okay.
And it doesn't banish itself. This is how you make Tiger. It's also really good because this is a way you can trigger Cross Sheep if you don't have like a free special. You can just pop that back from the grave. It's also, you only need to play one because it's searchable with literally everything. Like Dogga can add it, Patchwork can add it, Chain can add it via getting Patchwork, and Dolphin can also send it to the graveyard. So you have like a bajillion ways to get it, so you only need one.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. We play Gamma just because you can do a lot without committing to the normal summon. So like if somebody drolls you after a Patchwork, you can just be like, psych, I got a Psychic Soldier. And then their droll is no more, unless they have a second droll, in which case we just Appaloosa pass. But it's good, and it's really nice, again, for protecting your plays. And the nice thing is, because Cross Sheep, you can use Gamma Driver to make Cross Sheep. If you punish their hand trap use early, then you get a free link too, which is really nice.
I thought Cross Sheep has to be effect monsters. Is that not true?
Nope.
Oh, different
Cross Sheep
names.
is just 2 monsters with different names. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
got
really
it.
sick. Yeah. In fact, Dogda is also just 2 monsters with different names. So all of those Link 2s are generic, and you can make them with Gamma Driver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it works really well. The synergy is nice. 2 ashes there. You could cut those if you want. I just wanted to play 42 because I felt like the deck needed some space. And I also kind of wanted some draw off of vendors if I already had monsters on the field. So this might look a bit weird, although you already have seen this in action, so you got the gist of it. This is Eldritch the Golden Lord. I did not come up with this. Somebody called the Maze Yugioh came up with this in a video of theirs.
Okay.
But we tried it, and it's nuts. Going first, it's an extender, because if you see it with Bear, Foolish Burial Goods, or Toy Vendor, it's often full combo.
Okay.
Because you can discard Lord for vendor cost, and then see if you hit anything. If you don't, you just use Golden Lord's effect to send vendor to summon itself. So then not only is it a material for Cross Sheep, but you also get to search off of the Toy Vendor.
Okay.
So it's like a free discard plus a body that you can link into. And then going second, it's also spot removal for Floodgates. So like if you see Vendor Lord going second, you can like, if they flip up like just be like, sucks to suck, and then pitch Golden Lord and Vendor out their Floodgate, and then get a search off of your Toy Vendor.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like, in fact, at the YCS, I played against Asian Persuasion round 4, and he had like Dragoon Secret Village, and I outed his Secret Village with Lord Vendor. It was really nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of the idea, is that it's good in the main because it's generic removal too. And then that vendor, if you want to summon back the Lord, can search Bear. Bear can set another vendor from deck, and then you can Lord send that vendor to summon itself. And then get another toy vendor search. Yeah. Artifact Scythe is the win con. You pop this by having a Gym Scythe in your hand, but you can also pop it with Tornado Dragon in a pinch. It's and you set it from deck with Dogda. It's a good card.
Yeah, definitely. And if you draw it, you can just set it by yourself.
Yeah, if you draw it, you can set it. And importantly, if you rip it off of vendor and it goes to the graveyard, you can still resolve Scythe. You just have to end on Artifact Dogda instead of Appaloosa.
Okay.
Because when Dogda's destroyed on your opponent's turn by a card effect, you can summon any artifact from your graveyard in defense position.
Okay, and then it will trigger?
Yeah, and then it will trigger when it's summoned.
Okay.
Because it's just when it's special summoned on your opponent's turn is the effect that locks them out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I have a question. I think someone scythed me, and then but I negated it with Orange Light, but I don't think you can do that.
You can. It's an activated effect. Because it says if this card is special summoned during your opponent's turn, and then it's what's that thing called? It's a colon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's a colon, it's an activated effect, so you can respond to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So no, you did. Yeah, you were good. You can absolutely Orange Light its effect on summon.
Oh, okay, good.
We can play around that a bit with the Appaloosa, but it depends on the situation.
Okay.
All right. So then 3 Foolish Burial Goods and 3 Toy Vendor. Foolish Burial Goods is arguably better to draw than Toy Vendor because it sets up Toy Vendor in the grave for Dolphin.
Okay.
But like you still play 3 of each. They're crazy because Foolish Burial Goods send Toy Vendor to add anything you want, and then Toy Vendor can like discard stuff from your hand. Like if you see Vendor Chain, you Vendor discard the chain, and then on a new chain, Edge Imp Chain will search for Patchwork. So it's just really good. Toy Vendor's hand effect is soft once per turn. So if you have a new copy or if you reset it with something like Dolphin, you can activate its effect again.
Okay.
Draw one. Importantly, if you hit a Fluffal monster, you can summon any monster in hand that you want. So for example, if you don't want to special summon like a dog that you've already used the effect of, and you have an extra Gamma, you can special the Gamma from hand to use as link material.
Okay.
So it's just basically like any monster you draw. You can summon the Driver. I have done that multiple times.
Okay.
It's funny. And the graveyard effect, importantly, isn't once per turn at all. So if it's sent to the graveyard in any capacity, you just get your search on a new chain.
Okay.
Really busted. Yeah. It's Heart and Soul. Fright for Patchwork. This card is broken. This card is also Engage. You'll notice we're playing about like 11 copies of Skystrike Immobilize Engage in this deck. They're very good. So this is hard once per turn, but it's you add an Edge Imp monster and a Polymerization. So it's a +1. Adding poly is big because it helps you start your fusion plays, get your penguin draws and all that. But adding the edge imp is also really good. Going second, you can patchwork into chain if you want to add your fright for fusion for later. But most of the time, if you don't already have edge imp scythe, turn 1 you're using it to search your edge imp scythe so that you have it, so that you can loop it back to your hand with octopus.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good. And then 2 poly. This is a hot debate in the Fluffle community, but 2 is really good. It's I personally, the reason that I haven't tried 3 is because I still only own 2.
Dude, I'll send you a poly, man.
No. I just have to go to locals one of these days and do it. It would be so easy. I am just simply not. I'm simply too lazy. But I really like 2. If you want something cool you can try when you're learning, you can side a 3rd copy, but have it be the alternate art. This is a technique from a friend of mine, Mr. Ease.
Okay.
That way, when you can find out how often drawing the 3rd one screws you, and how often having the 3rd one in deck saves you.
Ah, I see.
Because you can see if that alternate art one shows up. Yeah. Anyway, so next up is Repair. You only play 1 of this because it's 1 effect per turn, once per turn, but it's kind of insane. Its on-field effect is that you can target a Fright for Fusion monster in your graveyard and return it to the extra, and then you can special summon any Fluffle or Edge Imp monster from grave.
Okay.
So it's Monster Reborn that also puts your Fright Fur back in the extra deck, if you happen to use its on-field effect that comes up, but more often than not, you're using its graveyard effect. Its effect on grave is you can banish it from grave, and then special summon a Fluffle or Edge Imp from your hand.
Okay.
So this seems kind of wonky, like you can discard it off a vendor, but the main thing is that one of the big dingus fusions, Cruel Whale, just sends this to the graveyard for free. So fusion summoning also sends you a free extender from your deck.
Okay.
Which is really just very dumb, and I don't know why they allowed it to do this.
Okay.
Alright, so the last 2 there, Fright for Fusion, it's just Miracle Fusion. You just summon a Fright for Fusion monster by banishing the dinguses from your graveyard, or the field. So in a pinch you can use field. And then Fright for Fusion is also searchable with Chain, so you have multiple ways to get to it.
Wait, this chain?
Yeah.
Oh, because you can add one fright. Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, so it adds any Fright Fur. So in a pinch, Chain can also search the Repair if you really want.
Okay.
And then Called By, because it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Yeah, and then the side doesn't really matter that much. The one Lancia is there because you can set it off of an alternate Dogda target.
Okay.
Instead of Scythe if it's better. And then Droplet is good because you can send Toy Vendor and Chain and then plus off of it. Twin is good because you can send Vendor and Chain plus off of it. And Phantasma is good because it gives you a chance to see Edge Imp Scythe and a Fluffle more often, going second on your opponent's turn.
Okay.
So you can blow them out by making a whale. Speaking of whale, extra deck time.
Okay.
This is probably the most important card in the extra deck, is Fright for a Cruel Whale. So it's an Edge Imp and a Fluffle. If it's fusion summoned, you can destroy 1 card on both players' fields.
Okay.
So the idea is you fusion summon this on your opponent's turn while you have the artifact scythe set with the Edge Imp Scythe in your hand, and then you use it to destroy a card that they have on the field, and then you destroy your own artifact scythe.
Okay.
And the other cool thing about this is that it doesn't target.
Okay.
So like against something like Tri Brigade, if you summon this, like if they chain Revolt, you can destroy the Sure Egg, and the Sure Egg won't resolve because it wasn't on the field to meet its trigger.
Okay.
So you can force people into some really funny situations, and importantly, you can also chain block this. So like against a Drytron player, if they activate the ritual spell, and you know that they're going to summon their Chungus, whichever of Perfection or Ultimate List, you can chain Edge Imp Scythe, and then if you have like a fusion material that has an effect like a penguin, you can chain block the whale so that they can't negate the whale with the ultimateness.
Okay.
Yeah, and then its second effect is also an OTK machine. As a quick effect, so on either player's turn, you can target any Fright for any fusion monster you control actually, and hit and send a Fright Fur card from your deck or your extra deck to the graveyard, and then you can.
Wait, are we on whale still?
Yeah, we're still on whale. It's got another effect for some godforsaken reason.
Okay.
Yeah, it can. You send a Frightfur card from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard by targeting any fusion you control, and then the targeted monster gains attack equal to half of its original attack. So this card sends your repair from deck so that you can use it as part of your combos, or it sends dead patchworks so you don't draw them off of your penguin.
Okay.
It can send monsters from your ED to the graveyard, fusion material with Frightfur fusion.
Oh.
So it's like so it's got a lot of utility there, and it also boosts itself to 3,900 attack.
Oh wow.
So it because it gains 13. You can also boost any of your other fusions, and importantly, the boost effect is not one. Neither is hard once per turn. So if you summon the second Cruel Whale, you could use the second Cruel Whale to boost your Cruel Whale up to 5,100 without using any others.
Oh.
So you can run over basically anything. So like the Adagnister towers or whatever sucks. We get rid of it easy. You just run it over. All right. So next up is the cool. This is the cool secret. This is Kraken. Yeah. This. So its first effect is once per turn you can target opponent controls to send it to graveyard. So it's good removal. It can't attack the turn you use it, but it can also attack twice.
Okay.
So this enables a lot of OTKs. So like if you boost this with Cruel Whale to 3,300, and then you can just attack twice, and then that and Whale is game. And then at the end of the battle phase, if it attacked, you can swap it to defense. And as you can see, it's got 3k defense, so it's a big combo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you can summon this back from the graveyard to use its not hard once per turn effect a second time with the next card, Frightfur Sabertooth.
Oh, okay.
So Sabertooth, when it's fusion summoned, its materials are a Frightfur fusion monster and then one or more Fluffal and or Edge Imps. So when it's fusion summoned, you can target a Frightfur monster in your graveyard and special summon it.
Okay.
So you can resummon back any of your fusions from grave. So if you have a fusion on board, you use the fusion and anything you have on field or in hand as material, and then you get that fusion in Sabertooth. Sabertooth also boosts all the fusions by 400 attack. So it becomes 28, and then your Whale becomes like 44.
Okay.
So they're big. And then if you happen to use it with 3 or more materials, it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So if you're playing into like back row, you can summon this and then like just use a third material, and then they can't pop it with anything, and they can't kill it with battle. So like if you want a way to beat Dragoon, simply summon this with like 3 materials and sit it in defense position and watch them have an aneurysm trying to out it. It's very funny. Yeah. And then Tiger, this is the bomb. You used to summon this off Necrofusion, but this is like turn 3 or going second. You summon this with Frightfur Fusion and you just pop everything. Okay. So its materials are Edge Imp Sabers. You have to use Sabers specifically for Tiger, so that's something to keep in mind.
Okay.
And then one or more Fluffals. And when it's fusion summoned, you can target cards in the field up to the number of fusion materials used for its summon and destroy them. So if you got like 5 Fluffals in grave, you just banish 4 of them and the Edge Imp Sabers, and then you target 5 of their cards and destroy them.
Oh wow.
So it's really busted. Yeah. And
So you can pop as many cards as fusion materials, and you can use as many fusion materials as possible, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's nuts.
So it's nuts, yeah. We used to do it on our opponent's turn with Necrofusion, but I'm not on that right now. Now we're just doing it going second. And then it's also an insane OTK machine. Its second effect is all Frightfur monsters you control gain 300 attack for each Fluffal monster and Frightfur monster you control.
Okay, got it.
So all the fusions, like if you have like 2 fusions and 2 Fluffals, both of your fusions will gain 1,200 attack.
Okay.
So this also pushes for damage.
That's nuts.
So that's the fusion. Next up is Dweller. It's good.
I think we all know what Dweller does.
Yeah. I guess the important thing with Dweller in this list is that you can put waters under it, so it boosts all waters by 500. So for example, if you end on this with Toad, your Toad is 2,700 attack.
Oh.
If you put a penguin or a dolphin under it, and it also boosts your Cruel Whale and your Kraken, because Cruel Whale and Kraken in the ED are also waters.
Yes, that's true.
So you boost Whale to 44, and then you boost Kraken to like 27, and you just base for game.
Okay.
And then Bahamut Shark Toad, that's kind of self-explanatory. They do the things. You can sometimes leave Bahamut Shark up if you want your opponent to think you have a second Toad, and then they have to try to out Bahamut Shark or lose. So that's a funny thing you can do. Yeah. Next up is probably one of the flex spots in Dugares. This card is kind of broken in this.
I don't know what this does at all. Yeah, this deck, I really want to play it. I'm not going to lie. I really want to play this deck.
Nice. It is fun. It is tricky to learn, but it is a lot of fun, and it is actually good. It's not like a meme or anything.
Yeah.
For those in chat skeptical, I actually took this to the Invitational because I thought I would do well with it. I went 2-2, and then I went 8-3 at the last YCS.
That's nuts.
So this is a playable deck. It's good. Where were we? Dugares. Yeah, this card is kind of crazy in this deck.
Okay. So you skip your next draw phase, draw 2 cards. Wait, you can only do one effect, right?
Yeah, you use one effect. Yeah, so you pick one.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first effect is crazy because you can draw chain and vendors and pitch them for advantage, or in an emergency you can just try to dig for usable stuff.
Okay.
But seeing this pitch vendor is kind of nuts. Its second one, it can enable combos because you can summon back Penguin, and then Penguin can summon more stuff from hand. Okay. So you can use it in combos. But the third effect is the one you use the most often, where you skip the battle phase of your next turn, but you double the attack of a monster you control. So this card is 1200 attack, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a whale, if your opponent controls no monsters, and you have a whale that you've boosted to 39 with its own effect, you use this to double it to 7800.
Okay.
And then you attack with this and whale for game.
Oh.
If you have a Kraken, so for example, that actually comes up against Dragoon decks, because if they leave the Verte up, you can simply make whale and this, double whale to 7800, and then attack over the Verte for game, because they're at 6k.
I see.
Yeah. And then the other thing is you can also double the attack of Kraken, because Kraken can attack twice. So you can double Kraken to 40, attack directly twice with Kraken for game.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's like in OTK, if you can't get to access code plus a fusion, is you can do Dugares instead. Tornado Dragon is just here because it's a way to pop Artifact Scythe if you don't see a Gem Scythe.
Okay.
Access code is access code. It's good. Appaloosa is something you end on. You end it with a lot of extra bodies, so having it can help, and it also can protect your Artifact Scythe from wary orange lights. Dog does kind of nuts. So when the effect of another card on the field at all is activated, you can set an artifact from your hand or deck to spell trap. And then you destroy it during your opponent's next end phase. But, I mean, you're trying to destroy the Scythe earlier. And then, like I said before, you can use it if you, get the Scythe in grave. You can just pop this and summon the Scythe from grave.
Yeah.
So that's kind of sick. Cross Sheep is really broken. I think you already know what Cross Sheep does, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Cross Sheep is Cross Sheep is extra cool in this because you can make it a bit later. You actually end on Cross Sheep as part of your board most of the time. Because you're fusion summoning on your opponent's turn, so you can summon your fusion monster to a Cross Sheep zone, and then Cross Sheep can summon back the Octopus, and then Octopus can add back another card from your graveyard. So fusion summoning, you go +3 on your opponent's turn through that resource loop by ending on the Cross Sheep.
Okay.
And then you have 6 link materials, and then Phoenix is just a flex spot. You can play either Phoenix or you can play Barricade Borg Blocker.
Okay.
I'm playing Phoenix because there's a bunch of anti-spell and Imperial Order and yada yada yada, and I don't want to deal with any of that nonsense.
Yeah.
So we're playing Phoenix. But Barricade Borg Blocker is a cool tech choice because you can discard vendors you have in hand. But that's the deck. So I guess if you want to pop open some test hands, and I can try to show you how this mess of cards actually runs.
Yeah. Do you mind if I share the link with chat?
Yeah, absolutely. My entire goal in putting stuff up and out there about this is I want people to play this. I want people on this to get it out. This is you can send it to anybody.
What is Necrofusion? Everyone keeps bringing it up.
Oh yeah, so Necrofusion is a trap card. Maybe if you look it up in DB real quick, I can explain, because that was the list that I initially I went 5-2-1 at the one Extravaganza with, and MBT uploaded the profile.
Okay.
So Necrofusion's a trap card that says you can fusion summon on your opponent's turn by banishing materials in your graveyard face down, but it can't attack that turn. So we found a way in Fluffal to set this from deck on turn 1, and then what we would do is we would set the Artifact Scythe, and then we would flip this on our opponent's turn to destroy 4 of their cards and the Artifact Scythe with Tiger.
Okay.
So it was basically just a bomb. You use a card called Frightfur Meister. It's a pendulum monster. It's a pendulum effect as you tribute a Fluffal, Edge Imp, or Frightfur monster with with a level from 1 to 4, and then you special summon a fiend monster with a different name from deck, but has the same level. Okay. So we would use Meister to summon Lilith, Lady of Lament, and then Lilith would set Necrofusion from deck, and then we would just go ham with that. Oh, I moved off of it for format reasons, because everybody was on Dark Ruler, and Necrofusion was a thing that like you could just hold until after they Dark Rulered, and then you could just blow them out with it after. But now that people aren't really on Dark Ruler anymore, it's like kind of whatever. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, this hand is broken. Oh, good. What the hell? Oh god. Okay.
We start with goods, right?
Yeah.
Toy vendor.
Yeah. Definitely start with goods. Yeah. Sending that toy vendor. This hand is. Oh my god. Okay. I actually have to think about this. So I think with the toy vendor, you're gonna get. Oh shoot. Do we get?
Are we getting dog?
I think so. Yeah. I think you're gonna get bear here.
Okay.
Because we want to make sure that we're abusing Golden Lord as much as we can.
Okay.
So
discard
use
bear.
So discard bear, and then that'll set toy vendor from deck.
Where is it? Okay. So how do you? You just goes.
Oh yeah, go to spell trap, and then you can set it face down. But we're flipping it right back up anyway. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is why this will showcase why Golden Lord is. Like toy vendor, penguin, and lord is nuts. So you go vendor effect, discard the lord.
Okay.
And then you draw a card and see what it is. Let's see what we got. It's gamma. So gamma just gets discarded to the grave.
Okay.
Yeah. And then here you go golden lord effect to send the vendor to summon itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then toy vendor.
Okay. So this is actually an important thing. A zoning actually does matter in this deck.
Okay.
So here, you should probably summon Golden Lord to Zone 4.
Is this 4?
No, that's 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 4 is over there, yeah. Alright, you could reverse it, but the reason being, you always, if you can, want to summon fusion monsters to the middle zone, so that Cross Sheep is always live no matter where you have to summon it.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because if your opponent has the other EMZ, then you don't want to like put it in the wrong zone. So you want to make sure that that zone is open. And I found it's easier to put Lord in Zone 4 in my brain. But if it's easier to put it somewhere else for you, then totally do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So then go vendor effects. Add yourself a dolphin.
Okay. Here we are.
There. We've got the little tubo. Yeah. So then normal penguin. I guess Zone 1. Oh. Yeah, don't normal the dolphin.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, you want to normal the penguin here, because penguin can special summon the dolphin.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So then you go penguin effect to special dolphin.
Where do I? Yeah, right here, right? Okay.
Yeah, yep, exactly. And then you go dolphin
so we're gonna
effect
set
here.
this.
Yeah. So you set it back to spell trap, and then you send a Fluffal from deck to grave.
With dolphin, right?
Go. With dolphin, yeah.
Okay.
So then you grab the wings, and now you see where the bullshittery occurs.
Yeah.
So now, before you activate wings, overlay the penguin and dolphin into Bahamut.
Okay.
Because this way we can now resolve chain and wings, so we're just popping off like crazy. Yeah. So then Bahamut, I would detach the dolphin. It sometimes matters because say you didn't have bear, you would want to keep the penguin in graveyard for rotation, so then you would be banishing the dolphin with wings. But
okay.
Yeah, then you go special summon attack. Don't overlay, or you're gonna have to overlay with the Bahamut. Yeah, DB is done for this. So back to Toad and then special summon attack. Yeah. Sick.
Okay.
So then, yes, here we haven't used the effect of this toy vendor, so we're gonna use it to discard the Edge Imp Chain in hand.
Okay.
Yeah. And then draw a card.
We got bear.
It's a bear. Oh, that's so sick. Okay, I'm thinking if we want to summon this or not. We might even just keep it. Damn, that's so crazy. Actually, yeah, special the Sabers. That's a great idea. Special it to Zone 5. Yeah, that's so stupid.
Oh
wow, okay. So now in a new chain, because you discarded Edge Imp Chain to the graveyard, you can, from your hand, you can activate its effect.
Okay. So
you're gonna activate
add a Frightfur card.
Yeah.
Okay. The patchwork, right?
Yep, that's it. You got it.
Okay.
And then here, you fire that off.
So we're gonna add scythe, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and a poly.
And a poly. Yeah, it's engage. It's crazy. So here, I would link just in case we want to use the sabers as fusion material, I would link off the Golden Lord and the Bahamut Shark into cross sheet.
Okay.
Might as well just do it now because we can.
Sorry.
All G. DB is annoying.
Okay. We have to move.
Yeah. Yeah, that one works. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we haven't used wings yet.
Yeah, so we're gonna use wings now. Exactly.
Okay.
See, you're already getting this. You're really good at like digging through stuff. Yeah. So banish that, and then how this works, just for reference, you can ghost spell this because it targets the monster before resolving the effect. So you just have to be wary of that. But here, I would banish the bear because in graveyard, bear isn't doing anything, and adding it back doesn't do much. So I'd banish the bear.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you draw one, send to toy vendor, and then draw another.
Oh my god. Dude, we...
Oh, that's... this
we
is
got
so
penguin.
good.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, the octopus! Yes! Okay, so now you get to activate toy vendor effect.
Okay, toy vendor lets me add...
Yeah, so here you're gonna get dog, because we haven't used dog yet.
Have we normaled? We normaled.
We have normaled, but that doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, so activate poly, and just for the sake of it, don't use the. Oh, actually, we have the Edgem site, so I can maybe show that off. We might have too many bodies. So you're using penguin for sure.
Okay.
I guess maybe to show off the octopus, we can use the scythe. So use the Edgem scythe in hand.
Okay. Are you sure?
Just to show off how that like interaction works, because then it'll make more sense.
Okay.
So now you summon Cruel Whale.
Okay.
Oh, summon it to the middle.
All right.
Because that way, yeah. So now we got some chain links. So here you resolve penguin and cross sheep.
Okay.
And cross sheep will special the penguin.
Okay, so number 1 is penguin, number 2 is sheep, right?
Yeah, if you want to do it that way, sure. You can decide what you want to protect over the penguin or the cross sheep. And then, resolves, you're going to use the quick effect of Cruel Whale. Targeting itself, and then you'll send the repair from deck.
Okay, so
that way you can
what am I special with cross sheep?
Oh, okay, so think about it for a sec. You've
I
already used the effect of Dolphin.
Yeah. I want to special summon the dog. So which one special summons? Doesn't dolphin? No, that's not dolphin.
No, it's the other one.
Where is it? I don't see it. Penguin?
Oh, it's penguin. Yeah.
Okay.
Because its effect isn't hard once per turn.
Okay, and then we're gonna draw 2.
Oh, not yet.
Oh.
Yeah. Put that back to the top. So here, as Chainlink 3, you can use the quick effect of Whale. So if they don't have a response to 1 or 2, you activate Whale's effect, targeting itself, and then you can send Repair. And the Repair will let you summon another Fluffle from hand.
Okay.
So it's like a combo extender. So you send, it's just below the Called by the Grave there, beside the sheet.
Oh, this?
Yeah. So you send that, and then you draw 2, discard 1.
Okay.
So let's see what we hit. Ash and Foolish Burial Goods. Okay, so you already used goods, so I might as well just get rid of that. Alright, so here, there are a couple of interesting options. So here, because we're going to trigger Dogda early, I would actually link off the Sabers and the Whale into Dogda.
Okay. This one, right?
Yeah. So So this might start to make sense because when you activate Penguin to special a monster from hand, you can chain the Dogda because it was an effect that was activated on the field, and then Dogda will set the artifact scythe from deck.
Okay. So I'll do Penguin, and then Dogda.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're running out of cards.
Yeah, no, and this happens. You will end with like 19 or 18 cards in deck all the time, and it doesn't matter. So dog here is going to add sheep.
Oh, does dog have it first or Dogda?
Oh, so dog will happen on a new chain because you use penguin chain link 1 and the dog chain and Dogda chain link 2, right?
Okay.
So once penguin has resolved, the dog is summoned, and then you can use dog effect.
Okay. So we're gonna add
sheep.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is really sick because this is gonna show like the crazy board. So now you're gonna special summon sheep because you control a Fluffal.
Okay.
So you just get it for free. And then you're going to activate sheep effect.
Okay.
So, and then return penguin to hand.
Okay. So this goes back to hand, and then
you can special an edge imp from hand or grave. So here, I would get the level 4. So I'd get the chain because we can make dweller.
Wait, I don't see
with
it.
the dog and the chain.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So special that, and then overlay the dog and the chain into dweller.
Uh-oh.
DB doobie on that lag game. Yeah. And here you don't have a water under it, but it's fine because the board is insane. So then, this is our bodies are a little wonky. Okay, so because we have the dweller, I think we're not gonna do the octopus advantage play. So here you could just link the cross sheep, the sheep, and the Dogda into Appaloosa.
Okay.
And then that's an Appo for 3. Yeah. And then you're gonna use repair and grave.
Okay.
So you'll banish repair.
Where is it? Here.
Yeah. And then you can special summon. So here, just because we already have like the full setup and we don't have the cross sheep, you can just special summon the octopus here.
Okay.
Instead of doing the penguin because you're not really getting that much extra value. I'd summon it in defense, I guess, just because you don't want someone attacking into you for a damage. Okay. And then you can activate octopus effect to add back the edge imp scythe.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
No, sorry, this one.
No, yeah. The fusion spell one, right? Yeah. So then here you've got Dweller, Appaloosa, Toad, and then you have an Ash that you drew off your stuff. And then once it passes over to your opponent's turn, when they commit a card to the board, you activate Edge Imp Scythe.
Okay. And then you'll make the Cruel Whale. What do you need for Cruel Whale? You need 1 Edge Imp and 1 Fluffal.
And 1 Fluffal.
So you use Penguin and the Scythe, right?
Yeah.
And then...
Or you can use Octopus if you want to. So it basically depends on what you want to do. So you can use the Octopus and then put wings back in your graveyard, or you can use Penguin and then draw 2, discard 1.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was a crazy hand, but hopefully that kind of gave you the idea of the flow of how you try to like swap out your resources and dig through stuff.
Yeah.
And there's more interactions, but yeah, that's you already like you're really good at this game, Zara. you picked up so much stuff so quick. Like you were like, yeah, I get Patchwork here, and then I bounce that and move this, and like you're trying to work out like the penguin dolphin stuff. You got a really sick eye for this game.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. So I gotta do a character duel. Thank you so much. I will be right back, chat. Thank you. Can we get some emotes for SkyHawk, please? Can we get some?
Thank y'all for having me. Go donate to charity. Go sub to Zara. Do all that. Do all the good stuff. Follow in Emperor Stove's footsteps, and everybody say at Tatsun, keep Colossus banned. Catch you later, guys.
Okay, bye.